unless I don't have it yet.
Hi, everyone. Sorry for all the delays. We were having a little bit of trouble doing the broadcast. Now I can see my face is cutting up in half. I don't know why, but we're having some issues with trying to pop out the chat here too. Doing the broadcast. Now my face is cutting up in half. Oh, why am I going? Why? But we're having some issues with trying to pop out the chat here too. Doing the broadcast. Oh, you have, okay. You have it. Okay. But we're having some issues. You have to mute the one that's showing over there, Adam.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you have, okay. You have it. Okay. Hang on a second here. Why isn't mine muted? You have to. Okay, I got it. I just need to pop out the chat. Give me a second. Hang on a second. Okay. Let me pop out the chat here. Just give me a second. Okay. Okay. I am having trouble popping out the chat.
Okay, I have the chat.
You have the chat?
Yeah, I just got to put the Google Hangouts there.
I don't have the chat, so I'm just gonna go back over here. Okay, guys, I see the chat here. Okay.
I got it. I
Hey,
see
Sandy. How are you? Sorry, we've been having some issues with the Google Hangouts. We weren't able to turn it on. How is everyone?
I just see Sandy so far.
Yeah, well, I see. Yeah, 6 people are watching, but oh, hang on. Okay, let me make sure I have this coordinate so I can see the chat.
Yeah, I don't have my phone charged. My phone's on the top, but it's right.
Yeah, we're sorry about all the delays. We don't know what was going on. We weren't able to turn the Google Chats on, so we came back on my channel. So we're gonna introduce ourselves. We're just gonna wait a second here, so until everybody comes on. Give it a second, because for some reason it wasn't working. But maybe we have time to pop out the chat. Hang on, let me go see if I can pop it out.
If you just go to the page and on your bottom, it should be in your bottom with your other browser, just click on it once. It should pop it over to the Google Hangouts.
See if I can do that.
But you open up the Google Hangouts page, and then you'll see the YouTube page. And when you already popped out the chat, just click on it once, and it should pop it over to the Google Hangouts page.
Let's see.
Or you should have a window open now with your Google, with your.
Okay, here it is. Here it is. Okay. Okay. Pop out chat.
Hangouts page, and just click on your bottom. Click on that chat, and it should pop it over to the YouTube page.
I got it.
Hangouts page. I mean, that's because the Google Hangouts is synced with the video and the sound. If you do it for YouTube, it's not synced.
I'm also on a different computer, so that's also it's kind of like weird here.
All right, so the announcement just went out. That's probably why we don't have many people here.
Yeah, because we kept going in and out, and people are thinking we're not live.
Yeah, I just got the answer.
Okay, well, we have 10 people on. Everybody say hi so we know that you can hear us and see us here, because we're having trouble here. I see Sandy. Anybody else say hi so we know that you guys can hear us?
There's Carol. Sorry, Carol. I'm a stubborn man. I tried like 20 different ways and it wouldn't work fine. I just said, Anita, you do it. You need a woman to do it right.
Lena. Hi, Carol. Yeah, we weren't able to do the Google Hangouts, and we did it on my channel. For some reason, it wasn't working on his channel, so we don't know what the reason was, but we'll try and figure it out on the next one. Hey, Sherry. Oh, you can see in here? Okay, good. I'm holding on to this because I can't see the chat because I have a new laptop, and I have no idea how to put both of them together. So I have to figure that one out. So I can do
Welcome, Selena. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you everyone that's joining. We're gonna today what we're gonna do is do a little bit of introductions of ourselves, and talk about like basically how we became resellers, and why we're in that field now. And Adam, you want to go first?
Sure, I can go first.
Okay,
like Anita said, this is technically our first live. We were supposed to be on my channel, but the Google gods weren't cooperating today. So anyway, so Anita and I are going to give a little, I call it an elevator speech, so to speak, because when I was in sales, that's part of my speech, so we'll start right there. I was in wine and liquor sales, retail and wholesale sales for over 30 years. That's where I started my career, working at a liquor store. I went to a local college. I live in southern New Jersey, right outside of Philadelphia. So I went to the State University, and then I got a job in wholesale sales. Long story short, I did that for about 25 years. Unfortunately, I got laid off. And then it's like, okay, well, what do I do now? I have 30 years experience all in the same industry. I tried selling mattresses. That stunk. So then I said, well, let me get back in the industry. I'll try to get a manager's job or a buyer's job. So I went back to one of my previous buyers who was managing a store, a large discount store. Was in the store, and I was a glorified clerk. 30 years experience, college degree, and they had me basically stocking shelves. Long story short, they offered me a part-time position as a manager, but also stocking shelves. I said, all right, but I want at least a few dollars more per hour, and I want it all the time. I just don't want to get paid when I'm a manager a couple dollars more an hour and then get back to the regular rate. They said no. I said fine. So that didn't happen. Approximately 6 months later, I was on these, you guys have probably seen them in the stores, these little mini step ladders. They call it the little giants. I missed a step. I didn't know anything. I said, I'm an idiot. I crashed in the shelving across from me. It just kept on working. Well, it kept getting worse, getting worse, getting worse. Finally, I went to orthopedist, and he said, you have an Achilles problem. Long story short, that went on for about a year and a half, all kind of modifications and braces and whatnot. It got so bad, I just couldn't work anymore. So I said, okay, I can't work anymore. I had a little bit of money set aside. So I said, I just can't work anymore. So my podiatrist said, well, give it like 6 to 8 weeks. It should get better. You should be able to go back to work. Never got better. So I started PT, didn't get better. So then finally, after hemming and hawing for about 6 months, I decided to get Achilles tendon surgery. Well, in the meantime, I tried to apply for workman's comp, and the insurance denied my claim. So I hired an attorney, and they said, well, you really don't have a claim. Even when you got hurt, you didn't document it properly. So the bottom line is I had no money coming in for 8 months. So I said, I got to do something. I got to figure out a way to make some kind of money, have something coming in until I figure this all out. So I said, all right, well, let me try reselling. So I started following some of the top, YouTube resellers, such as Casey Paris, the Rockstar Flipper, and some of the others, Chris, the Bonafide Hustler, and Prof Sales, and Jason. Most of them were selling used clothes. I said, well, all right, well, it's easy cost of acquisition. It's like $1 at a local, whatever. We'll try that. So I did that for a few months, and then, it started going okay, but I really hated selling clothes. But in the meantime, I had like 3 or 4 other medical issues that I really couldn't work a regular job. So I said, all right, well, it looks like this is going to be my job. Get to the end, eventually I was able to get a disability pension. Because I only can work a couple hours a day, maybe interspersed. So I said, let me do reselling. So I've been doing this now for off and on for about 2 years. For about 9 months, I really did nothing after I had my surgery. I'm finally getting to the point now where I can do a little bit. I purchased a bunch of supplies and equipment. And so that's basically why I'm doing reselling. A lot of medical bills. I can't work a regular job. Eventually, I'm going to move to down south to Delaware because I'm in New Jersey now. The property taxes are extremely high. So I'm going to be down to Delaware in a rancher, and I will do reselling part-time to try to supplement my income and try to help pay for some of my medical expenses. So 30 years experience selling, retail, wholesale, college degree in business. So and I've spent basically 2 years following other YouTubers. So I have a decent amount of knowledge. I just have to apply it. So that's my story in a nutshell. So I guess lost my earbud. I guess we'll let Anita go.
Okay. Okay. First, I want to say hi to some other people that joined in right now. Hey, Granny, Josie, Vanessa, Selena, Susan, Creative, Laurie, Nashana. Thank you, everybody who's joining in. We're just what we're doing today is we were actually going to do it on Adam's channel, but we weren't able to, to put up the Google Hangout. So we're doing it here. We're just giving like little introductions of ourselves and how we got into reselling. So Adam went first. Now it's my turn. Okay. I don't know if any of you guys know this, but well, I'm going to get to that. First, I'm actually an ultrasound tech, and I have my CMA for medical assisting. I'm a certified medical assistant. That's what I was doing previously. I've always sold things on eBay on the side, on the side, a few things here and there, but nothing like what I'm doing right now. So I was having some pains on my side. I went to the doctor a few times. I've been in the hospital a few times, and they told me what I have is, I don't know if you know what this is. They told me I have something called diverticulitis, which I had no idea what that was until they told me what it is. And then they started treating me for that. So they were giving me antibiotics and things like that for that, but it wasn't going away. Every time I would like basically be in the hospital every week or every other week, again, because I was still having pains. And then what they did is, the last time I went, they did keep me in there, and they did do like a CT scan and things like that. And finally, they told me that I have colon cancer. So I know this is a subject that's a little bit sensitive, but I want to tell you guys about it. So I did have surgery that week. It was September 13th, my surgery day, and about 10 days after that, when I went in for the reports, they told me like everything was negative, and there's nothing there. They, whatever they thought it was, they removed it, and the chances of it coming back are very slim. So everything with me is fine, but that's just physically, I was okay. And after that whole surgery, I got very bad anxiety. I've had anxiety, I got depression, I got all sorts of things, from that surgery, and the days leading up to it. And it's been, right now, it's been already a year that I had the surgery, but I'm still having the anxiety issues. Not as bad as what I had started out with. It is getting better slowly, and the doctor did say that it does take time for it to go to, not, it will never fully go away, but it'll get better. So you know long story short, I'm not able to, with this kind of anxiety that I have, I'm not able to work a 9 to 5. I can't commit myself to going to work somewhere where I have responsibility to be there, because there are times that with anxiety, you don't know when it's going to come. You could just be at work, and you feel off, and you don't feel okay, and you want to go home, and you can't do that with a 9 to 5 job. So I got into reselling, and you guys know that my dad brings me the jars, and 85-90% of the times he's the one that does most of the shopping for me. And if you all know him, he has a good eye. He brings a lot of good things. I do go sometimes with him, not as often as I would like to go, because right now I have that. One day I'm going to take you guys with me, because when I go into the thrift stores or the Goodwills, I stay in the front area. Going all the way to the back for me is kind of like it gives me, like, my heart starts racing every time I think about going all the way to the end. But one day I'm going to take you guys with me and actually try to do it. So yeah, so long story short, that's what I'm doing now. I'm doing the jars, and unveiling of the jars. I do sell the stuff inside of it. So I do have an eBay store. I've had the eBay store for a long time, but I wasn't using it as much as I am right now. I am a power seller in eBay because I sold a lot of items on there, and I do sell on Poshmark also. I do have a store in Etsy, which I don't do very well with Etsy, not because Etsy is a bad place to sell, because I don't put too much effort into putting things in there. I probably only have like 5 items in there. That's probably a reason why my Etsy is not good. I put more effort into listing things on eBay and Poshmark than I do there, so maybe that's the reason why. But I'm slowly trying to transfer all the things that I have in my eBay to my Etsy store. But I'm sure, as you guys, as resellers, those of you that are resellers know, it takes time to list something. You have to go find it, measure it, weigh it. Especially with jewelry, it's very hard. You need to check, make sure everything is okay, all the stones are there. Take multiple pictures of things, because people will ask the dumbest questions. I'm not even kidding. They'll ask every question in the book. They'll ask you, especially with jewelry. Are the stones discolored? Do the stones have, wear? They'll ask pretty much everything and anything. So that's what I'm doing now. I am feeling a lot better. I wish I would feel much better than what I'm feeling right now, but I guess that takes time also. So that's my story. Back to you, Adam. I want to turn back to Adam so I can see what's going on in the chat, and then Adam will tell us, about his eBay and how many items have you listed? How are you doing with eBay? How your sales? How's that going for you?
Okay. Like I said, did you click on me?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, I kind of let things slide, and the problem with eBay is if you guys haven't, we're really gearing this channel towards beginners to intermediates, and we want to encourage everyone to participate. We want to keep it fun, but we also want to keep it educational. So if you guys can get us like tips or tricks or information, and you can partake and give it to the group, that would benefit us all, and that's great. Like, I mean, it could be a bolo, a bolo, the new thing. It used to be APB, all points bulletin. It's the law enforcement term. Now it's be on the lookout. Things that sell well or, relatively inexpensive and you can turn over to, decent profits. Anyway, that's what we're trying to get to. I figured since this is the first show officially that was supposed to be on my channel, but thank God Anita is more technically gifted, I guess, than I am.
Not as much, but
I'm going to start out with some of the basic things. And like Anita said, I'll tell you a little bit about my store, but I really, like I said, I've been doing this off and on for 2 years, really about a year. This past year has been not good. It's very odd, and I guess it's kind of like kismet that Anita and I are doing a show together. But my surgery was almost a year to the day. My surgery was November 7th.
Yeah, mine too. A year almost. Yeah.
It's odd, but anyway, that's some things. The things were meant to be, so to speak. Fate, whatever. So we're going to try to provide value to all you guys and try to keep it light and entertaining. We're going to, like I said, discuss a little bit of personal things, but anyway, I did learn how to do screen sharing. But anyway, I bought some supplies down. I bought my sales right now. I have about 100 items listed. I probably have another 40 to 50 in my cash pile / death piles. I have a lot. I used to buy a lot of hats. I used to get a really good price on the sports, like NFL football team hats and things, and that kind of dried up. So I have probably 15 to 20 hats I need listing. I have probably another 20 pair of jeans and assorted games and whatnot. So probably 40 to 50 items I could list. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do a screen share here. I'm going to show you guys some of the 2 or 3 websites that I use on a regular basis. Again, being the first show, I'm going to kind of go back to basics. So I'm going to show you a few things. One of the sites that, as a new reseller, you'll eventually realize that you need to get shipping supplies. Okay. United States Postal Service actually offers some free shipping supplies. It's funny. It's actually United States Postal Supply, so it's USPS. I always thought it was .gov. It's not. It's USPS.com. So I'm going to go to that page now, and I'm going to show you, tell you guys a little bit about it, and I'll show you some of the supplies. Let me go to that page. I'm going to do a screen share, and I did this before, so it should work fine.
Let's hope.
Keep your fingers crossed, Anita.
Yes.
I'm going to share.
Yes, and thank you, everybody. Yes, I'm trying to
go to
what's going on.
a new page, and we'll go here. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. We will do. Let's see. I said USPS, and of course I didn't bring it to the top.
Hi, everyone.
So we'll just go right to that. Let me see. I actually have a bookmark with reselling things. You know what? I'm going to start out. I'm going to switch it up a little bit in you guys. First, I'm going to go to eBay. Like I said, I do predominantly eBay, 99% eBay. I want to eventually get into local sales. But this is the eBay, my page. My store is actually, that's something too you guys can do. You can see here, this eBates has popped up. That's another one you guys can, generate some additional income. You can use eBates. You can use Honey. You can use eBay Bucks. You can use credit cards where you earn cash back. Every little bit helps. Okay, so like you can see on eBay, if I activated this, I can get 2% back, and they just deposit it right on my PayPal on anything I purchase. So I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm gonna show you guys this. This is eBay's page where they show you the various stores and subscription fees. They started a new store, I guess I think it was in the spring or the fall update, last fall update, starter score. So most people have either basic or premium, and these are the different features of them. I'm going to expand that for you guys to show you. Expand all. Okay. So with the starter store, you get 100 fixed price listings. That's the other conundrum. Do I do buy it now fixed price listings, or do I do auctions? I'm not a fan of auctions. I feel with auctions, it has to be a collectible item or something that is extremely high demand. When you're selling commodities such as, jeans or board games or toys or plushies, they're not really in super high demand unless there's something rare. So I do buy it now 99% of the time. So this is the starter store. You get 100 fixed price listings, or I call them buy it now. Fixed price listing is really technically what it's called. And after you exhaust those 100 listings, you would pay 30 cents per listing insertion fee. And also, if you want to do auctions, they're 30 cents. And then they have a flat rate of 10%, which is your final value fee. Basically, that's the commission that eBay charges you when something sells on their website. Now, also keep in mind that whatever your fee is, like clothing, it's typically around 10%. You have discounts if you reach top rated seller or top rated seller plus, I should say, but eBay keeps changing the requirements for that. I used to be a top rated seller plus. Right now, I'm technically above standard because I told you guys I wasn't doing a lot of listings. So my dollar volume fell below where it needed to be. I'm perfect on them. I have no negative feedback. I get everything out on time. I upload tracking on time. I just didn't do enough value. So technically right now, I am above standard. I am not top rated seller. Whereas Anita is the power seller. So she's like the creme de la creme. Creme de la creme, I should say. I had French for a year in college. You wouldn't even know it. Okay. So, and then again, what I do as a rule clothing, I figure it's roughly 10% final value fee that eBay charges me. PayPal charges 2.9% and also a 30-cent transaction fee. So what I do is I round it up, and a lot of eBay sellers do that. They say, okay, we'll round it up to 15%. So keep in mind, when you ship something and you charge or you don't charge for shipping, eBay still gets a commission on that. So if you offer something for free shipping, and let's just say your cost is $7, eBay is going to charge you 10%, so 70 cents on that. PayPal is going to charge you roughly 3%, so 13%. And then you also have supplies. You have your tape, you have your printer, you have your ink, you have boxes, poly mailers. So that's an additional expense. So what I try to tell people is, look, just figure 50%. So, and you're going to pay commission to eBay no matter what on your postage. So even if you do free shipping, of course, you add it in to the cost of the item. So if you want to sell something for $10 and you figure your shipping and supplies are going to cost you, just use an easy number, say $5, you sell that item for $15. But again, keep in mind, you are paying roughly a 15% commission on your shipping. Okay, so getting back to where I was, this was the starter store. And then this is the basic store. This is the store that I have. Now, they also changed the fees. They used to be $19.95 with an annual subscription, which basically just means you commit to your one-year commitment, but they bill you monthly. So right now, that's $21.95 for the basic store. Basic store, you get 250 price listings, 250 auction listings. Then some of these other things here, they tell you additional listings are 25 cents. Final value fee is vary from 4 to 9%. We got an echo. And then also here it tells you, like, you get eBay branded supplies. That's something I'm going to go back to later. But with the starter store, you don't get any supplies. With the basic store, you get $25 a quarter. With the premium, you get $50, and with the anchor, you get $150 a quarter. And very few people have this enterprise store. What they really need is to have a store in between premium and anchor, but they don't. But so basically, premium is 1,000 free listings a month, fixed 500 auction. and then Anchor is 10,000. So again, that's basically the eBay.
I think I have the basic. I think I have the basic one, where it's 200, I think, or 250.
250 and 250.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys now. I'll close this out, and we'll go to here, and we'll do this, and we will. Come on. Well, I want it in my screen share. Stop sharing. There we go. Okay. So all I'm going to show you guys is now I was talking about the eBay supplies. Okay. You can get tape, which seems to be very popular. Various colors, eBay tapes. Again, with a basic store, which is what I have, is $25 per quarter. So every 3 months, I get a coupon for $25 from eBay. It's a coupon code, basically. You order from eBay directly, and you can purchase whatever supplies you want. Another thing I can pat it out with, very huge, but that's because I figure I can even pushing in it. And then you can fold it you can fold it to size.
Make it smaller, yeah.
And make it like this, or I can make it huge if I wanted to. So that's what this is the last thing I ordered for my eBay supplies. So did you want me to do 1 or 2 more websites, or did you want to hop in now?
Yeah, I just want to say hi to everybody else that joined. Hi, David. Hi, Flippin' Hustler. Hey, Selena. Hey, David. Hi, Granny Josie. Glitz and Hunter. Thank you, everybody that's joining us. We're gonna do another one also next Wednesday, hopefully on Adam's channel.
On Halloween.
Yeah, hopefully on Adam's channel.
Right?
Yeah, and then yes, and we're gonna dress up for Halloween.
I'm gonna find something.
We're gonna do a Halloween one, and we're gonna dress up for Halloween. And I want to do one on, actually, I've been having a lot of questions. I want to talk a little bit, not today, but on Wednesday, about all the online auctions that are happening. A few things I want to say about that. And I also want to talk about people. A lot of people are asking me about this, about what it means to have wear on jewelry. I'm going to give you examples and show you jewelry, ones that have wear on it and ones that do not. Wear does not mean something that is, been worn, but I'm going to show you like examples of what it is. And yeah, we'll do a few more other things. Adam's going to do a few more of his things. Yeah, so we're going to do, oh my God, my birds are going crazy today. It's like when they hear me talk, they get louder. Yeah, and if you guys have any ideas on subjects or things that you want us to talk about or look into, please feel free to comment them. Feel free to write messages after this loads, because the chat will be gone. Please feel free to write a message on any subject you would like us to talk about, or do another episode on. We would really love that. And yeah, this is something new that we're doing. I hope you guys like it and enjoy it. And let's see if we have any questions here. Everyone's saying hi.
Did you want to do your wear, or do you want me to do something after we talk?
Let's see. No, I just want to see if we missed any questions, because the chat was like going.
Again, thanks very much for joining us. I apologize. I don't know why I'm getting feedback, but I am.
Yeah. Or between premium and. Yeah, they're talking about the stores. Yeah. Right now, I have just the basic store. Which one is yours, Adam?
I have a basic as well. There's actually a what do they call it? A fee converter. If you actually go into eBay, which I don't want to, bore you guys. I'll save it maybe for the next show. I'll have to have it bookmark. Yeah. I'll show you guys. There's a way to say, like, if you have 400 listings, it's better to go to a premium store. Don't quote me on those numbers. I have to show you guys. But I mean, the bottom line is you're going to pay an insertion fee no matter what. Now, eBay typically gives new sellers 50 free listings a month. Now, that's the buy it now listings. I call them buy it now. It's just fixed price. I'm sorry. I always think buy it now. After I got my mind waiting, chasing the buyer for it to get it immediately. So I call it buy it now. They're fixed price listings. So whenever I say it, I just say, oh, Adam's an idiot. It's actually a fixed price listing. But anyway, yeah. So you get 50 free, which when if you don't have a store, it's roughly 50. I believe it's 50 cents per insertion. So when you use that 50 up, if say you have 100 listings, you're going to be paying 50 cents per listing every month. Additional 50. So it's $25. And the store itself is $22, $21.95. You commit to a 1-year subscription. And again, I showed you guys
I'll be right back.
you get supplies of $25 per quarter. So I figure that's roughly, you divide that by 3, that's roughly $8 a month. So the store is 22 less 8, plus you roughly $14 per month for the store. You factor in the supplies.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get to the point where you have like 100 or 150 listings, it really pays at least the basic store. Again, but I think maybe the next time I'll actually bookmark the converter that shows you how to actually do the comparison to see if you should have, a basic store or a premium store or an anchor store. Some people actually go with 2 premium stores as opposed to anchor store because there's a big jump in the cost to go from the premium to the anchor, which eBay knows that. I don't know why they just don't offer something in between, but they don't. So did you want to do your show your ware now?
No, I'm going to do that next week because I'm going to have a few examples of things like that because I want to show.
And how about
everybody?
Do you want to do that next week too? That's showing how to do a basic listing.
Yes, we'll do that next week too because today we had a lot of issues getting into the Google.
Okay,
But
we're about 45 minutes now.
Yeah, we're at.
You want me to do a couple more websites that I use and then go through that? I have a few things.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me go to USPS and then I'll show you guys some of the supplies that I use.
Okay, there's someone asking. I would like to know how you know how to price them as far as selling items. Me, I do comparisons to similar items if I can find one, depending on what it is. I just go to items sold and see what that item sold for, and I look at the highest price and the lowest price. I put it somewhere in between, more on the lower side, depending on how fast you want your item to sell. If you're not in a hurry, I would lean towards more of the higher price. But if you want to, if you want to sell something really quick and you want to get rid of it fast, I would just go ahead and put it under what, if there's a similar item that's sold, just put it under the lower, what it's sold for the lowest price. But yeah, and then it all depends on what the item is. If it's jewelry, sometimes you will find the same exact piece and you can see, what it's sold for. That's what's good about like eBay. I like that feature where you can go to items sold and you can see exactly, what pricing the items have sold for also. Where are you at, Adam? You're showing us the UPS, how to do the orders.
Do you see my screen?
Yeah, we see your screen.
Okay, yeah, I wanted to show you guys. I got all discombobulated earlier when I was trying to put things together for the supplies. But basically, this is where you go to USPS.com. I always thought it was .gov, but it's not. USPS.com. And then if you go to mail and ship, you can calculate prices. And again, that's the other trick for new sellers. I forgot. I might as well bring this up on the USPS website. eBay offers basically a commercial rate to their sellers.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're a top rated seller plus, you get an additional 10%. Well, like I said, I'm right now I'm at the above standard, so I won't get that 10% for much longer. I think it probably ends, and I think it probably ended this week. So that's another issue. I can show you guys. There's a site called Pirate Ship that actually will give you commercial rates, and you don't have to pay a fee. You just pay whatever you links with eBay. That's nice. So you still save that 10%. But anyway, so you can do a lot of things on this site. You get supplies. You can figure rates. You can schedule a pickup to have at home. I don't do that. I'd rather just go to the post office and mail it myself. Usually I get a receipt because that's something that eBay will. It's called dinging you or penalize you for if you don't. So when you set your shipping, like mine is 1 day, some people do 2 day. If you don't get that out in time, and then all it's scanned by the post office, eBay will penalize you, and eventually it will hurt your account.
And you can get free, you can also get free shipping boxes and things like that mailed straight to your house.
Right.
So that's what I like too.
That's
Yeah.
why I was on this page. Right. Um, you have supplies, stamps and supplies. You have free supplies. Buy stamps. Let's see here. Free boxes.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the supplies you can get for free. Some of these supplies are not available at the post office. One of the ones that isn't available is the padded flat rate envelope, which is like to me is the be all and end all. It's great. I think it's up to about 70 pounds to ship with this. It comes with $50 insurance, so you don't have to pay additional insurance. So I use that a lot for jeans. So these are the boxes actually, and then you'll see like small flat rate boxes. Most people use the medium or the small boxes. They use the padded flat rate envelope.
I use the medium flat rate a lot. Like the medium flat rate, I think is the most used box that I use.
It's the popular one too, the party mail shoebox.
Yeah.
That's a part. Again, these are all free. Now you pay postage, but you're not paying for the actual supply. So in other words, you get you buy your own padded flat rate envelopes, you're going to purchase them. They might be 50, 60 cents an envelope. You get them in the USPS.
Yes, and they bring a huge box full of them, which is what I have here.
That's the other thing too, guys. If you're a new seller, typically Q4, the fourth quarter of the year, the last 3 months of the year, it's very busy. With online sellers, and the post office gets very busy delivering things. So you order all you need from the United States Post Office now. I mean, don't wait till Thanksgiving to do it. And typically, I have to wait a week and a half to get supplies from the post office. I ordered some padded flat rate envelopes 2 weeks ago. It came in like 3 days. But if you wait till November, they might be out of stock, and you might have to wait 2 weeks. And then you got a problem because the post office does not carry a padded flat rate envelope.
Yeah. Adam, is there any way you can go back to your eBay page? Somebody wants, a couple of people here want to know how you're able to go see the items that are already sold, how to find sold items.
How to find sold?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is my store. Again, my store, I guess I didn't tell you guys that. I meant to tell you that. My mother's name was Claire. And she was basically a single mother. My father was ill. My father and mother both. That's why I enjoy doing this. I enjoy helping people and teaching people, and I get it, enrichment out of it by people learning things from me, and I feel like I'm giving back and paying it forward and teaching people how to do things. It makes me feel good too. So this is not a selfless thing that Anita and I are doing. It makes us feel good to help others and share our knowledge. So anyway, so my mother's name was Claire. So my father was ill and he passed away when I was a senior in college. So my mother, to deal with stress, and again, Anita and I both told you we have issues with anxiety and stress. My mother used to call it shopping therapy. So she used to call them Marshalls and Target, Marshalls and Target. She used to call them Marshalls and Target to make them sound like French, and they were, higher value. Anyway, she taught me how to look for a bargain. So in her honor, my mother passed away about 5 years ago. I named my store Claire's. That's my eBay store.
Oh, okay.
So somebody had a question about pricing items. So what you do is, again, this is my main eBay page. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's just write something like Coach purse, like Coach bag.
This is the search box when you're just looking for things that are currently for sale. You want it sold, you go to the advanced button, click on advanced. And you said you want to do Coach purchase? Yeah,
let's just look for Coach purses that have sold, so they'll know how to search for it.
So you put in Coach purse. Well, of course you can't spell. That would help, right? Coach purses. And again, I say any words. I always do folds. Some people will do folds and completed listings.
Yeah.
I just personally do folds. And then I guess with Coach purchase, you would probably want to do auction listings as well as buy it now listings, because you want to sometimes, if it's a desirable person, up an auction. Then you have condition. Is it something that's used? Used? Is it new? Is it something that you purchased for retail arbitrage, meaning you went to wherever, Ross or the Coach outlet, and you bought a new purse and you're reselling it. It's new, so you would click new or used. So for our purposes, I'll just click on used. So I don't get involved with any of the stuff. Some people want to do like what's selling locally. That's basically to see what's
The countries and
for
stuff.
areas. And then some people do also check to see what's out there. That's the other thing you want to do too. You want to find out what something is selling for, but you also want to sell out how much competition there is now.
Adam, they're saying your voice is echoing.
My voice is echoing?
Yeah.
All right. Let me
There's an echo. They're saying. Maybe because you're doing the share screen. I don't know.
let me just here. Let's see. Speakers. Okay.
Hi, Kim.
I'll just take this out. Is it still echoing? Yeah, it is. I can hear. Let me see. That's I'm just going to mute. I'm going to mute my, for now, I'm going to mute my Google Hangouts. So,
Okay.
actually, okay. All right, so we'll go back to the, okay, so I don't know what that's doing, so I only have the one.
Yeah, just bear with us.
All right, so we'll just go back to this. I'll try to get through this real quickly. So when you're doing it, you hit enter.
Yeah, and there it goes. It'll show you like what has been recently sold. You can even go see what was sold like from the date, the newer ones, what sold like previously, depending on, you can write down, you can.
So what you want to click on, see the original listing, because that's when eBay changed. So these are other ones that you either buy something that's already currently available. So you scroll down, and this was the actual listing that sold.
Yeah.
And it'll tell you, again, you have to factor in the selling price as well as the shipping. So technically this is 40, so this is really a $50 sale. Then you can go back and you can check the other ones, back to search results.
Yeah, and it shows in green. And then the ones that are crossed out are the ones that they took the best offers on.
Correct. You do have any option. Anita says she's going to do that next week. She's going to show you how to do a listing. You can check off the box that basically you'll accept offers. You won't accept offers. You'll take offers. So somebody could say, all right, you have something listed for $50. I'm going to pay you $40. So that you don't have to take it, but you're willing to negotiate basically. So again, so this woman's purse, good condition. We scroll down again. Again, this is 40, and it looks like these basic search purses are going to.
And as you can see it over there, it says like this item had 4 bids on it, so it was an auction item.
Correct. Winning bid, right? 4 bids.
Yeah.
If you click on bids, it'll show the bids. Looks like they started out. That's the other thing with auctions. You can start it out at a minimum. You can have like a amount you're willing to accept. Like some people start things out at 99 cents. I don't agree with it. If I have something that's worth, $50, I'm going to start it out at like $30, $35. I let them bid it up. I'm not going to let somebody buy it for 99 cents.
Never put an item. Yes, never put an item less than what you're accepting to take for it. Right. I would start it up at a price that you're comfortable with.
Right.
Because you have to take into consideration that if you put something for $10, there might only be one bid, and you might have to give your item up for $10. So put it at a price that you're comfortable with when it comes to auctions.
Right. Yeah. So that's how I do it. And then you can go, like, say with this coach, what you can do is you can go to your regular eBay page, and you can put in to see what's currently available. So you would put in coach versus. I hear the birds. Okay, so you can see these are some of the ones. This is that. That's another thing we'll get into modal listing.
Yeah, to get an idea of what they're going for and what you should be listing them for.
Right.
Yeah.
I see they usually list the promoted listings first.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Any question? Anyone have any questions? We'll be back on next Wednesday, and as I said, I'm gonna talk about a little bit about the online auctions that are happening right now, and also about the wear when it comes to jewelry, and show you a little bit of some things that I have already planned. So let's see. What was that? Yeah, thank you everybody that came in and joined. Thank you. And again, please comment under the comments. Please leave a comment of any subject, anything that you want us to talk about or look into, and we'll do that for you. And I hope you guys had fun. Thank you for joining us. Any words from you, Adam, before we go?
No, I just want to again apologize. I don't know why I had issues. I mean, I had everything all set up, I had the camera set up and everything, and it just for whatever reason it wouldn't work. But true crowing. There are a lot of coach purchases that are also faked, or counterfeided. So I'm not a purse person. I mean, I buy a couple. And I was watching a friend of mine who was doing a show last night, and she was talking about leather, how you can feel the difference between leather and plastic, and how it. And I'm not a purse. I mean, I know good brands. I've dated women that were purse collectors. I know Dooney and Bourke is a great brand, and Coach Purse is a good brand. It used to be a lot better. It seems like it's not as popular.
It's not as popular anymore, no.
Right.
And make sure what you're selling is real, because they will pull it off. Yeah.
You see something that a $200 purse in Goodwill for $10, it's not real.
Yeah. And then and if you do list something that's not real,
purse in Goodwill for $10, it's not a Louis Vuitton purse.
No, chances are it's not. Yeah, and they will. And if you do list it and you don't know that it's real, and make sure because if you do list it and then they do get a complaint about it, it will be pulled off, and your account they'll probably put it on freeze for I don't know how many days until you can relist items. So you need to be careful about items like that, especially the brand names. Yeah. Once I did sell this was a while back. I did not know like real Tiffany from an old Tiffany. This was years ago. I did find an item that was a Tiffany, and I didn't know if it was real or not real. And so I went on ahead and listed it, and they did pull it off. They did take it off. But at that time I didn't know. This was like maybe 7-8 years ago. I didn't know. So now I take it to a jeweler and make sure it's real. You can always take it to a jeweler. They will tell you if it's real or not, because they know from the lettering and from the way it's written. They'll know if it's real or not. They'll let you know. And if they say it's real, is when you should actually list it. You can actually go to the Tiffany store and they'll tell you if it's real there or not. If it's real or not there also. So I would make sure what you're selling, things like that, Tiffany, Coach, Gucci, those kinds of items. Definitely make sure that they're real before you list them. And Louis Vuitton, of course.
I went to a Louis Vuitton store when I was in Vegas, when I was at eBay Open, and I spoke to the clerk there about getting things, certified, whether it's real or not. And she says, we're not allowed to do it at the store, but you can send it into Louis Vuitton.
Really? The stores here do it in California. I don't know.
They told me they're not allowed to do that.
Really?
I
guess it's best to call.
Whether the people follow the school rules or not.
Yeah, well, I guess you can always call and ask before you head on over there to make sure that they will check it for you before you go then. Because here in California, they do check.
They will do it.
Check it for you.
I had that in the beginning when I was trying to do my elevator speech, so to speak. I've been doing this roughly 2 years, but I have over 30 years sales experience in different industry. But about a year I was doing it kind of sort of part-time, and then when I got ill I kind of stopped for about eight months. So I'm trying to gear back up again, but I've actually had been on eBay for about 2 years now. Started like October of like last year.
And I've been on for about 10 years now, but I've had eBay for 10 years, but I've actively been listing these couple of years, not even a couple of years, about a year and a half now, that it's been like I've been using it a lot. Other time, 10 years ago, I only listed maybe 1 item, 2 items, things like that. But right now, I think I have maybe 200 items listed. But yeah, this was all after, I started, I had to be home and I couldn't do the 9 to 5, that I started doing the eBay full time. So thank you, everybody. I guess we're going to say our goodbyes. And again, please feel free to comment anything, any subjects you'd like us to talk about. And we'll see you next Wednesday around the same time. Adam, 12 is okay for you?
Yes.
12? Okay. Bye, everyone. Bye, Adam. I guess I'm supposed to. Bye. I'm going to hang on. Okay. Thank you for being here, everyone. Bye.